ChryspacTour is located in the heart of the Gateway Business District in the city of Milwaukee. We are 1 block west of Howell Avenue within view of the runways at Mitchell International Airport. We have 35,000 square feet dividing 6 shipping dock doors. As we enter our doors at 130 West Edgerton Avenue, we begin to see the recognition earned over the years in fulfilling the vision of upskilling underutilized workers. While we are proud and appreciate the accolades, we are most driven by the values written by our employees that have an average tenure of over 12 years. These words, which includes no drama, are included in our company brochure as a centerpiece of commitment to our customers and is available at our website. Everything begins through the office of the production coordinator, affectionately known by our CEO, Bill Beckett, as our air traffic controller. Norma has been with ChryspacTour for over 12 years, starting in her first manufacturing job and now overseeing all aspects of the projects. While we're not a traditional warehouse facility, we have ample room to house and store materials required for any size project. Miko has been supervising our warehouse and logistics for over 10 years. Like all supervisors, Miko is a vital part of our workforce team. Transparent communications is the critical connection to becoming an extension of our customers' workforce. All inventory is entered into our tracking system with key data items such as the part number, number of parts required for an assembly, number on hand, and a photo of the part are included. That same photo is also posted with the part number on the storage shelves for immediate recognition and access to our team members. The heart of all activity is our production manager. Rosa was here over 23 years ago and worked for the previous owner of the company acquired by Bill and his group. Rosa oversees cross-training of all employees, supervises productivity reporting and workflow, and provides final quality checks based on the customer's work instructions. Our business model is to do a live time study on proposed projects to provide a unit cost that is not limited by quantity or frequency. If a time study is not feasible prior to the project start, we provide an estimated quote that will be confirmed on the initial project order. As an extension of our customer's workforce, everything begins with written work instructions provided by the customer and includes step-by-step directions of each process. These instructions are posted at each workstation to be used for training and review by each employee. In some cases, the work instructions are kept in binders. All work instructions for each job are reviewed daily, and productivity with quality reporting is logged daily. As much as we are proud of our corporate recognition, we are also proud of our employee accomplishments and dedication to customer quality. All of this supports the most important recognition, that from our customers, either in the form of formal scorecards or a simple thank you. ChryspacTour's vision was built on quality. When we started this process a few weeks ago for this event, we were privileged to interview and sit down with one of our customers. Midland Paper and Packaging was a single Midwest location, has grown with offices coast to coast. Sitting down with Greg Schumann of Midland, we can now share that interview with you.
One recent example is when a customer came to us 3 years ago, Midland Packaging. Great. How did that process start for you?
Well, the process started for me with a customer asking us for something that we were not able to do ourselves. And basically it took, due to the difficulty of the individual process that we were looking for, we were searching from sheltered workshops to pretty much any other place that could put something like this together. Location was a big factor in it, but also being able to have the flexibility to use the components, and there were some chemical components involved into it. So making sure that that was being done safely. So after pretty much several weeks of looking, I came across ChryspacTour, made the original conversation, and obviously we've grown from there, but we had to start with where are we at, basically to understand what ChryspacTour was able to offer. Their flexibility and their ability to not just say no at the beginning led us to where we're at today. Obviously when you're starting to look at it, most customers are a square shape, and I needed somebody who didn't tell me, hey, we're a round shape, you need to fit the square peg into this round peg. So we found somebody, in ChryspacTour that was able to mold themselves around our process quite seamlessly, in fact, to the point where after 3 years have gone by, we've worked on a number of different projects with varying degrees of success, and most of that is not related to myself at Midland or ChryspacTour. It's just the nature of the business. With the pandemic that hit, the ability of ChryspacTour to start and stop to help us get through some of the labor troubles that we had were instrumental in keeping the project running. Frankly, it's been a great partnership, and I'm looking forward to seeing it grow as the years keep going on.
Excellent. I'm going to interject one other question for you, Greg, because you're in a unique position. You have a customer that you're trying to solve problems for, and you've come to us to support you in that. So obviously your customer had the process, the work instructions in order to do this. So the training had to come from your customer through you to us. What did that look like? What did it entail for you to get work instructions from your customer to be able to train us, and how did that work out for you?
Well, when it comes down to it, the customer came to me and asked for help. So at that point, it's my job to try and find that help, but also to make sure that the help that I find has everything that they need to complete their project. At the current time that we did this was just word of mouth training. This was like, okay, you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this. It wasn't written down. There was no standard process. Each individual operator was going to do based on how they were trained. So, if you have 2 or 3 people doing all the training, there's going to be some fluctuations to there. So we had to, and to say my customer, I don't necessarily look at it like that. I look at it as a partnership between my customer, ChryspacTour, and Midland Paper. It's a symbiotic relationship that works to benefit everybody and not just the end user or my customer. So I need to empower. When I work with ChryspacTour, I have to empower ChryspacTour to make sure that they know that they're asking me the right questions, their concerns. And then I have the customer's questions and concerns, and we try and merge those all together so that everybody's happy about it. Frankly, I'm a middleman basically to make this process work. So that it requires me to talk to my customers' vendors. That requires me to call ChryspacTour quite often and find out where they're at, what they need, what the next step is for them. And it's just a matter of having all 3 entities buy into what we are trying to do, with me being not necessarily the gatekeeper, but pushing the project along and saying, okay, Mr. Customer, this is what's being requested of us. When can we get that? And making sure that everybody understands, in the world that we live in now, the timeline is more important than almost anything. It's how quickly can you get something done. And in this particular case, when we started working with ChryspacTour, I would say that the timeline between when we started and I had that first conversation with Warren and Bill to actually having production started was probably a couple of weeks. It was very, very fast. And it was driven by the customer, but also by Chryspac's willingness to start not saying no, really. It's just, let's explore it. Let's get, into the corners, into the weeds, and let's make sure that we understand what we're doing, because the last thing we want to do is bring a solution that's not a solution at all, that actually adds more problems once it's all said and done. The level of detail that the customer's end user requires was pretty strenuous, and it's great to say that within the 3 years that we've been doing this project, we haven't had a single time where the end user came back to us and said, hey, listen, we have a huge problem, this can't be done this way, or there's a quality issue or something along those lines. And really, at the end of the day, that's what matters the most, is that we were able to put something together, do the heavy lifting to get this done for a customer, and become more of that partner for our customer than we were previously. And frankly, we have Chryspac's to thank for that, to increase our partnership and our foothold within our customer base, because we have their resources to help solve any problem that might come up, frankly.